Maybe it's just because it's not a huge move and maybe the least that you would anticipate from the Fed at this point.
Yeah, well, I think that the market's really deeply focused on both Delta and what it's doing to slow the world down, and also trying to extrapolate what happened in Afghanistan to Taiwan, and whether Taiwan will look at their relationship with the United States and say, you know what, the United States doesn't defend its friends, and then companies that need chips in China will get preference. Remember, a lot of China's slowdown is the same thing we have, which can't get the chips. So why would the Taiwanese say, why would Taiwan Semi necessarily go to us rather than China if they felt that the United States wasn't good for it?
That's a really interesting play out that we haven't talked about today. The implications on foreign policy and what that will mean back for business as well. Jay Powell has said that he doesn't think Delta will have a huge economic influence, but what you just mentioned could be pretty key if we can't get the chips.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that we're being oblivious. When people say that we don't defend our allies, well, I think that means if you're Taiwan, I think you're wondering if you're Taiwan Semi, I've got orders from the United States and orders from China. Well, I don't know if people are going to question the United States' commitment. Well, let's sell those chips to China. That's my first worry. And then second, why won't the Chinese just kind of do what's necessary eventually to take over Taiwan? Because they always feel like they've owned it anyway. So, I mean, that's what I felt when I saw those pictures. I mean, when you see pictures of guys hanging on to planes, that's even worse than pictures of guys hanging on to helicopters in Saigon. So, I don't know. I mean, I think that we have to be focused on Taiwan. It's just too big now.
I will say, though, with all of the headlines, we're talking about a pullback that's not a very big pullback, even with all of these things adding up, because both the Dow and the S&P closed at new highs on Friday. It's almost like there's nothing that shocks this market enough to say we're not going to put money in.
You know, Stephanie Lake is so good. And she said, look, there's $4 trillion on the sidelines, just waiting for that 5% decline, just waiting for it. Where is it? And I think that that's the trampoline. I know that there could be a taper tantrum. That money doesn't care about that. That money's looking to get in the market on any break. And I think that that's what makes it so difficult to buy stocks here, thinking that, well, maybe I should wait for the break. But then you never got in. Maybe you don't get in.
Right.